Information, inspiration, motivation, conscientisation et surtout distraction. Gade Tet Ou, votre pot pourri avec Flore. Gade Tet Ou, qui produit Radio TV que entendez et gardez l'indifférent network.
I'm your surgeon, Dr. Roman Joseph.
This show is brought to you by Jeff Hess, attorney at law, 305-255-2797. Ça, c'est avocat PAM. Jeff Hess, spécialisé dans accident machine. Ou glisser ou tomber dans la rue, dans maquette, avocat pour les cougner là, c'est Jeff Hess, 305-255-2797. Jeff también habla español, 305-255-2797. Allô, avocat, ça, c'est Jeff.
OK.
OK. Bonjour, bonsoir. Bienvenue à une nouvelle sortie de Radio TV avec Dr. Flore. Radio TV, c'est radio et télévision mariées ensemble. Radio TV, c'est exactement un mélange radio et télévision dans le sud Floride. Nous faisons radio et télévision pour inspirer, radio et télévision pour motiver, et nous disons que la vie n'est pas toute sérieuse, il faut qu'on soit capable d'étendre. Jeudi, c'est Book Talk. Book Talk numéro 8, côté que nous avons plaisir de gagner un auteur qui peut partager avec nous l'expérience dans Jean-Lili Gade Tet Ou et nous même tout nous livre. Today we are very pleased to have on Book Talk series number 8 one author, Cordelia Gaffar, that I call her sister, then that will evaluate Gade Tet Ou, my book, and I will also evaluate her book. But the beauty is to find similarities as author to collectively inspire you. Stay right here and stay tuned, like we invite you to another tour of Book Talk number 8. Hi, Cordelia. Happy New Year.
Hi.
This is our first time connecting in 2021. And also February was Black History Month. And here's March. But you and I, it seems that every month it's our month.
Yes.
Because of what we share together, the values that I don't know, that parents instilled in us, and also that we are trying to convey to the world. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. I love every time talking to you. I always enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. People that's meeting you for the first time in my platform, who is Cordelia Gaffar, the author?
Yes, I do first identify as the author. I'm a woman who cares deeply about the responsibility that women have to themselves to self-nurture. And by that, it means to mother yourself the way you wish you had been mothered. Of course, we have mothers and we respect them and we honor them. But, you know, when we grow up, as you mentioned in your book, we take a look at ourselves and we see some things that may be incomplete. And to love ourselves deeply that is my goal, to teach women to do that. Yeah.
Mother yourself. That means we came to the world first because of a power, a God, I believe.
Yes.
Then conceived by human being. However, one of those human being has a little bit more nurturing skills, then we have to really embed and also trust and also share. Then I appreciate that because I lost my mom few years ago and March. And I think March is Women Awareness Month, Women International Month, the month that you and I plan to do a big launch in Miami once COVID is done on International Women Month. Then now that I'm thinking that I'm blessed with two boys, then you are telling me that I need to mother my skills. But what does that mean? Mother, I cannot say motherhood, but I like the way you say it. What does that entail for me to mother myself and mother others?
Yeah. So it starts with having, like you said, we come from our creator ultimately, right? And so, our creator is the source of what love is, right? And so we must start with having the deep self-compassion
Mhm.
and self-forgiveness, and just embody the joy
Mhm.
of life, and strive to create moments of joy throughout every single day. Make that our intention. Be very intentional with that, and don't give up the love of play, right? Because this is what keeps us really engaged in life, and that opens us up to our purpose, so that we can love others and mother others and have compassion and forgiveness towards them. I feel like, you may be able to relate to this, right? Like we're raised to forgive others, we're raised to support others as women, but very often we don't understand those things towards ourselves.
Mhm.
And I think,
We do for others while we neglect to do for self.
yes,
Mhm.
that is like my whole mission. And like you say, you have 4 sons. I have 4 daughters and 2 sons,
Mhm.
So to be standing here and explaining to people, mother yourself first, nurture yourself, love yourself. It's like, yes, because when you do that, you have like a bowl of soup, right?
Mhm.
And when it's super full of the deliciousness, the stuff that splashes out of the bowl, you can give to others.
Mhm.
But then when the soup bowl is empty, you have nothing to give. And so this is like very super important.
I think that is bringing what I call in Gade Tet Ou, that conscious awareness, is that you need to prepare the soup and taste it as you prepare it. Don't prepare the soup and serve it and
Yes.
never taste it, because you will never drink it. Then and I think that is so frequent, and that is so cultural for us to really cook and serve and never never taste or you just bake a good cake and never in the process of baking it taste it. Then Cordelia and I are sharing with you the world, because we want our book talk to really go around the world. Then the way we embark into that celebration of Women Month, it's exactly through our book. This is her book, okay? Yes. Detached, Love, and Gade Tet Ou. You see, she has notes, but me, I wrote inside her book all over, and I'm so proud of myself because I took so many notes inside. Then Okay, when you detach love, you are transforming yourself. And this is the author, and here's her name. You need to purchase this. And you see, we don't write big books because we want to be real. Hers is like a guide, and it's like being in school, taking notes. Mine, you do whatever you want. Like she said, she has a sticky note. Then I will go with her telling me what did she learn from at least one of those sticky notes, and I will go and tell you where I think she fits with her concept of mother self. You first, lady.
Yeah, there's so many like juicy pieces in here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, you know, since we're talking about giving, serving others, and I'm going to go to your chapter on the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
This is a place where we like misinterpret what we should be, you know, how we should be in
Mm-hmm.
a relationship. And I love a good marriage is two people in business together.
And
People,
forget.
right? They miss this point so much. And then, you know, okay, let me find it. Okay, to sum it up, we urge couples to create a stable atmosphere, considering that everyone has his own personality. Marriage is about consensus, compromising agreement, forgetfulness, and above all, forgiveness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Union is paramount. It needs to exist before the marriage. The social contract, the marriage, should come to solidify the union. So I feel what you're encouraging is that we are whole separately. We recognize, acknowledge, and honor that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then we come together in agreement as a union, and we are we compromise, and we know how to forgive, but because we know how to forgive ourselves as a whole person, right? Because oftentimes, and this reminds me of my favorite quote, which is by Eartha Kitt. I'm going to paraphrase. She says that I want to be in love. I want someone to be in love with me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, loving myself, right? So she's in love with herself.
Yes.
She's inviting someone to be in love with her
Mm-hmm.
instead of someone filling in her love, self-love deficit. You see?
I think you very courageous to really be the first author who studied the chapter of marriage and the book talk, because this has been one of the most difficult chapters that I had to write. And the beauty of it is that it's so transparent, and also it is not fiction. There's no way that it could be fiction, because all mentions in the book except a son who passed away, everybody's alive. Okay, then what I am learning, even now that after I wrote the book, is that it's now that I'm really living some of the essence of what I wrote myself, because the loving self and the being in love. I hear many couples and married couples telling me that marriage is it's complex, as I put here,
Mhm.
but it's give and take. We know that already. But being in love should never change.
Yes.
And I'm saying it after I published the book. Now I come to realize um, how deep it is that you should not stop being in love, because that's the beauty of Gade Tet Ou. Once you just become roommate, okay, roommate is good, but you know, you don't need to get married then to have a roommate.
You don't.
Yes, because marriage is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It should be the I don't know the cherry after
Yes,
the union.
that's
And
right.
it's if the union decipher with time, then it becomes a social agreement. Whether we want to say it or not, then we are living a social agreement, and it's not love, it's caring.
Mm,
And you don't have to necessarily marry someone because you care about them. You marry, I feel, because it has to be love.
yeah,
Naturally, we know about marriage of convenience and things like that, but we're talking about the mother aspect of us women. Then if not, you don't need, it's not marriage that makes you happy. You have to be happy prior.
that's
You have
right.
to be happy alone, and whoever is joining you in your journey is complementing,
That's right.
not adding into your stress, and vice versa, you adding into their stress, not taking baggages and making like a garbage bag, fill it up of trash, but complementing, not perfection, because there's no perfect marriages, but at least complementing a journey that is worth living.
Yes.
Thank you very much for um, empowering women to really feel good in their skin. Um, okay, then I'm gonna shift a little bit into Creole. Jodi an mwen genye Cordelia Gaffar, qui écrit un livre qui relate Detached Love, a very practical guide where she invites you to self-question. It's also a Gade Tet Ou exercise right there. I did not give you the exercise, she gave them to you. Et puis, li pran lan livre mwen, li pran chapitre mariage lan, sans l pa peur. Li di ke li kontan jan mwen prezante chapitre mariage lan. Mwen men male avel un petit peu plus, mwen dir ke, on dire lem fini ekri livre lan ke l publiye, mwen wè ke c'est tout bon que mariage pas doué seulement un contrat social. Mariage là, c'est où pour remettre tout avant. Et puis, quel que soit mon d'amour, ou pas ta doué jamais suspendre d'amour. Because in the process, you know what I come to realize? That we women, we go with stages when it comes to love. We go and, but men always stay consistent. Men always like us for our beauty, or until we die, and they if they respect us, the respect will be there. But we go with being crazy in love, the crazy love where you don't care if you broke, if you're not broke, you just go with your heartbeat. That's the heartbeat. We go with crazy in love, with falling in love when our brain now start getting into it. Okay. And what we need to be careful is um, being comfortable, um, the comfort where it's just the woman part. Because with time, yes, love takes different shape, but the mutual love that it's where the crazy in love and the falling in love is melted with respect, where it's elevated to look like, I don't know, God Christ, because if you love someone, you don't want to hurt them. If you love someone, you are able to really, that forgive, forget, and but the respect is essential. And I stop right there. And what else?
Yeah, I just want to say also on that like my book is based on like just the divine love, right? So if this is the shift that I want to see in women, where they, instead of do this journey of crazy in love and all those things, just come from a place of loving for the highest version of it, right? And then not regarding any human being as a form of worship, just understanding that the love that that really truly exist is for the creator, with the creator, right? And then your relationship with the creator, and emanating, like I was talking about the bowl, like the little bit splashing out, that goes to the husband, right? Maybe some of the actual food inside the soup, with the soup juice goes to the children, right?
Yeah.
But just the splash goes to the husband. Never really, you have the respect, and you have the compassion, but not so much that you get to this point that you were talking about of comfort, right? Because the whole thing is you're in a journey, a life journey together, and you both should be growing, and the love should be always either going up or stay the same, you know?
You are so correct. And I invite people to really go with geography of emotions. What an
Ah,
introduction. What I like the most about it, and where it still feel fit into the marital chapter of Gade Tet Ou, is that achieve complete emotional healing. Okay, you don't bounce back from relationship to relationship. That's the way I see it. Also, learn why releasing dark and difficult emotions is important for your physical, and instead of physical me, the first will for me has been health. Okay, and that is physical, because um the will of Gade Tet Ou is health. Then if health wise, and that's why in love you have to be conscious. Then if your partner has a health condition, you need to be aware of that prior, because you don't know if you're gonna have the strength, the emotion, and the finance to really cope with that. Okay, ça veut dire que soit d'amour yon moun ki malade, c'est pour qu'on ça depuis avant, parce que par contre soit bien courage pour occuper moun nan sil malade, soit bien l'argent pour ça. And also you go and you said emotional and spiritual. Me, I put emotional and spiritual in the wheels of relationship. And lastly, the word transformation. Then a marriage is juicy, like I said, that piece of art. With time, it cannot be, with time, it becomes boring. Once it becomes boring, please, you cannot consider yourself as married, because it should be that it's like a piece of art, and it's beautiful and needs to be cherished. And detached love is not that they're telling you breaking love. No, they're telling you, know how to put everybody in their respective baskets. No, is that what you mean by that?
yeah, like it's always your source of love is the creator, and then detach from all the, it's like release all the things that is expected and accepted, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, and before we continue, I love it. Besides the chapter of marriage, what else Gade Tet Ou brought you?
Let me see. I also, there were a lot of things, believe me, I wanted to talk about, but I was drawn to these two things. The next one is leadership,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
I love this one because in here, I know that you were mostly talking about, like politics and those kind of things, but
mm.
I feel like in here is good lesson for motherhood as well, because we are the pillars, right?
Yes,
We're the president of our house, right? Or
yes.
the prime minister, or whatever you want to call it. And when we can, employ the same attitude, right? Because let me see, I'm going to find it. Okay, at this upper level, at page 88, true leaders should continuously and genuinely create ideologies that inspire, motivate, bring conscious awareness to their followers. when I noticed in my community that people were very hungry to be elected, I positioned myself to offer leadership advice to many. So it's like this also in the home, right? You know, we're not just there to do laundry and tell the kids to do chores and do their homework, right? But we have to inspire them. We have to motivate them. We have to see what they are hungry for, right? Like, what do they feel their purpose is in the world? And then, you know, be in an advisory role there. Same thing, you know, like for even our spouse, if it comes to that, you know. But we are the leaders. And when, you know, it begins again with self-leadership, the way you lead yourself, then you can do that for your children. You can do that, you know, for your collective household.
Li di ke yon nan lot chapit ke l reme lan Gade Tet Ou, se chapit leadership lan, parce ke ou pa kapab al chèche lan la ri pou ap di tout moun men ki jan pou yo jere komunote, men ki jan pou yo gen yon eleksyon, si ou même ou pa kapab ou modèle an dan pop la kay koye. Et c'est ça fait sou pou ko gen liv Gade Tet Ou, nou djo ale la Amazon pou achete. But in your case, Cordelia, then what I think leaders should benefit from, it's the aspect on page 79 of self-actualization. Okay? And I'm telling you, that's how you and I, we complete each other. Alors, moi-même, moi, dis que dans le livre, ça me plus remè, you know, say self-actualization. Often, the word self-actualization for us women come when we are at middle age, where we feel that we have that sustainability, the education, the ability to do employment, engage into business. But you go and you said self-actualization. For women, this piece is a double-edged sword. We seek it from a significant other. Comme si n'a cherché ces moun qui pour montre ba nou valeur. No, you don't purge values in others. You have to really still find it within your circle. Even in my circles, sometimes we hide our love for one another, then loving unconditionally. It's just like the same way of leadership. It's service. If you are engaging into leadership and it's based on expectation, you will set yourself for failure. Being someone that is very emotional, then I didn't think that politics was for me, and I still but for long I said that I was not a politician until I ran for office. When I ran for office, I realized then I needed to redefine my politics. Okay, then I was no longer afraid to talk about it because I had made the choice to not blend into the traditional politics. It's because I worked as Cordelia coach us about loving myself, about detachment of page 80, detaching from the negativity, detaching of disapproval, and learning to breathe in and breathe out. But I'm still learning. You know. And once you detach yourself of the traditional things of the world, of the communities, you are able to elevate many with you.
Yes.
People are still watching that mother in you, that love in you, that nurture in you, that spirituality in you, and to emulate it and make a difference. And ego, because I keep talking about Gade Tet Ou. It's like people said, "Oh, Dr. Floyd is selfish." No, it's not. It's not. The book Okay, it's not about me or it's not about Cordelia. It's some things we've been through that we're telling you to release your selfishness, to really transform. And that transformation begins with you. Okay? Just yell back to ego. Okay? Like you have to be the first one before the door or the gate to open, like it's a what is that thing after Thanksgiving, Black Friday?
Right.
It's one thing COVID take out, take away, and now culture and now I don't do Black Fridays no more. I'm so proud of myself that I can content myself, do not make those long lines. I remember I was young and brain smart to find the cheapest deal. And when you detach, when you elevate, when you acquire maturity, when you ascend, you realize that same sale
Yeah.
on Black Friday to get people to push you to hold you over, okay, will exist on a Wednesday, for example, at JC Penney. If you really, if you really know how to transform your behavior. And Cordelia, I think I'm amazed with the gift that you gave me and giving the world to really read on detached love. And I don't know if I leave anything behind before we wrap up, and that you would like people to follow you and really experience that complete joy.
Yeah. And it's really, like you said, we release, we restructure our habits through this detachment process. We refresh the people that we allow in our inner circle, and we rebirth, right? It allows us to rebirth. So, you can connect with me on my website, which is my name. I make it so easy, right? It's CordeliaGaffar.com.
Yeah.
And if you read the book directly, feel free to also just email me. It's hello@CordeliaGaffar.com.
That's
So, yeah.
okay. And any word of inspiration for me and those watching you?
It came to me like after, writing this book, is that we have a choice every single day. We can allow our thoughts to be the bars to our prison or the seeds to our growth.
Il dit que l'Elfine écrit livre ça, que moi recommande nous lire Detached Love. Et puis, li vin ouais que dépendant de gens nous penser, c'est nous pour connaître si nous avons créé des fenêtres pour nous voler quand aux oiseaux, ou du moins des barres quand des barres de prison. Okay. Anyway, for my part, okay, I will never stop telling you to check yourself out, to know yourself. Know your weaknesses first and do not be ashamed of them. And once you know your weaknesses and you understand them, when you find yourself, that's the level of spirituality, then you can give back. Because you cannot give what you do not have, because you will be someone else that you are not. Do not pretend to be Cordelia or Dr. Flor, but read our books, show your book, until we meet again, for you to be the best version that you can be as women, men, professional, and you name it. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you.
I love you. Take care.
Au gain Medicare, écris numéro ça pour pas oublier. 754-214-2345. 754-214-2345. Allô, tous amis de la communauté qui gagne Medicare, ses amis nous et Amos Louis-Jacques. M'a dit nous, est capable d'aider nous pour un plan santé dans Medicare Advantage. M'a connecté à une grande compagnie qui couvre tout le pays et qui baille service dans les affaires santé depuis plus de 50 ans. Là, au gain Medicare, au gain un bon ami ou qu'à compter sous lui. Relève jeudi à même 754-214-2345. 754-214-2345.
Attention, attention, attention. Rent prices are ever increasing. COVID-19 has rents very expensive. Everybody's renting, nobody's buying. This is great news for home buyers. Own your own home for less than you pay in rent. Clover House Realty wants to help you find a place of your own. Call your local real estate expert at Clover House Realty at 754-368-4921 and see what's selling in your neighborhood. Call 754-368-4921 or visit cloverhouserealty.com to start your free home search today.